Greetings. Once again, it's your boy Cypher Da MC, the Muhammad Ali of MCs. You know who it is, the Bronx Don, that brown chocolate brother from another mother that you just now discovered. Yeah, add that. Don't try to bite it. Hopefully everyone is having a great day so far, a great start to their new year, attacking those goals, setting forth those things that they want to accomplish. Because remember, God has put you here for a purpose. I believe in you. You have to believe in yourself. There goes my background music. There you go. And you're here for a purpose, no matter if you know what that purpose is or not. Trust and believe. There's no time like the present. Hopefully everyone is having a good day. But before we get started in today's episode, because it's going to be a banger. It's going to be a banger. You know we have to get our disclaimers out of the way. If you're new to the podcast, if you're new to the YouTube channel, of course, drop a mic on that like button for your boy. Hit the subscribe, all that good stuff. Continue to share the podcast as well. So here are the disclaimers. I am not a relationship expert.
Nope.
I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a psychologist. I don't hold any degrees, any masters or doctorates from Harvard. I am just a regular. Say it with me now. I am just a regular Joe Schmo. Just a regular guy giving you the benefit of his experience. I observe people. I observe human nature. Not in a stalker sort of way, but I tend to just kind of see humans as they are in their natural element, so to speak. If there was a National Geographic on humans, I would be the guy narrating that. In my Morgan Freeman voice. Here they are now. I would be that guy. But as we are on this journey, and I say we because I'm on this journey with you, to become the best version of ourselves, it's an everyday, step by step. We have to take those baby steps. So, here we go. Today's topic, women. You must make better choices. Women, you must make better choices, especially when it comes to men. We'll deal with men here. I know for the most part, I know normally, I'm a big advocate for men. Today, ladies, I'm advocating on your end because I want to see us as a couple grow. I want to see us as any potential couple grow. But ladies, you have to make better decisions. And hear me out now. Hear me out before you start coming for me. I did not call for you just yet. If I don't call for you, don't come for me. I'll let you know when to come for me. In these day and times, we all know about, we've heard it all about the feminist movement, masculine women, women who are so, independent and things of that nature. They don't need a man, don't want a man, blase. But this is not one of those conversations. This is for those women who acknowledge that they acknowledge that men have a purpose and a usefulness in their lives. Okay, these are for these are for you women. These are not for the women that are with their picking signs in the background, or angry faces and harsh voices and all that. No, this is for the women that actually want men in their lives. They want a good man. They say, "Hey, I want a good man," and they avidly seek out these good men. However, that is where the that is where the poo hits the fan. Because women, you're making choices based off of either your physical needs, basically off of physical depletion. Like you have your so-called, well, he has to have this, he has to be this, he has to be this. I'm going to hold myself, I'm going to be celibate and not have sex or any type of physical contact with a man until he shows me this, or until I come across a man like that. And you know what? Here's what happens. Either one or of two scenarios, at least. There might be more scenarios, but at least one of two scenarios happen. Either you're going to come across a guy that fits your so-called, recommended daily allowance of good man. He has a good job. Seems that he has a kind heart. You and him have a lot of things in common. But rather than saying, okay, this is very nice, this is very good, we have a lot of things in common, you go to bed with him. Okay. That kind of throws a monkey wrench into it, because of course we are still in this day and age where men and women want to test drive the car before fully committing to it, if you get my drift. Like if sex is, hey, I want to see what the sex is like. I want to see what the, I want to touch your booty. Girl, I want to put my hands all over his body. Things of that nature. Okay. Now you're at a point where you've given yourself to this man. Now, either you're going to start second guessing yourself, or he may start second guessing you, because if he was able to acquire your goods in a relatively short period of time and really didn't have to work for it, why would he consider you to be such a catch that you proclaimed yourself to be? That's scenario one. The second scenario is you're going to come across a guy who doesn't fit most of those criteria, but because of your celibacy, because of your non-committal to it, it's gotten to a point where it's just been so hard to maintain, and you think about sex all the time. You give yourself to this guy. You give yourself to this guy who held no sort of value whatsoever, at least to you. And now you're kind of hitting the reset button on your celibacy, on your no good men are around. I'm still looking for a good man. I'm still looking for someone to... It's like, well, wait a minute. Ladies, you have to understand that there's a certain amount of influence that you do have. I mean, you can say yes or no to a man asking you out, because let's face it, let's be totally honest. We don't live yet in a day and age where there are women bold enough to ask a man for his number, ask a man for his, contact information, ask a man out for just a cup of coffee, or even out to dinner, or anything of the sort, for whatever reason. We can go into a plethora of reasons and everything. Of course, using my SAT words, people. We can go into a plethora of reasons, but let's face it. Let's face it, most women are not going to do that. I applaud the ones that do, that can take that initiative and be proactive, and they're not going to wait for a man to approach them. And these are the women that are, in my opinion, a little bit more independent, because they can go to dinner by themselves and be perfectly fine. They can go to a movie or to a concert or to a play. They can go on an outing by themselves and be perfectly fine. They're not worried about what other people think. They're not worried, oh my gosh, I feel so alone because I'm not with someone, and blase. In my opinion, before we go any further, in my opinion, it's better to be by yourself and love yourself than to be with someone who you share little to no common interests with. Because, frankly speaking, you're still kind of by yourself. They are physically there. You're physically with someone, but you're not. You're not on the same playing field. You're not on the same level, if you catch my drift there. So, I've done it myself. After my divorce, I said, you know what? I want to go see this movie. I went to the movie theater. I was the only guy in the movie. Scratch that. I was the only person in the movie theater. It was one of those little weird movies. It was called Spiderwick Chronicles. It was actually a good movie. I recommend it. If you have kids and they like movies like that, it's a good movie. But I was the only one there. It felt weird, of course, but I enjoyed the movie. It was I don't know if you have this in your city or town. It was at the $1.50 movie. They've kind of raised the price now to where it's like $2, but still, I paid like $1.50 to get in to see the movie, had my popcorn, had my drink, and I'm watching the movie. I enjoyed the movie. Now, before the movie started, I called my brother. I'm like, dude, guess where I'm at? He's like, where you at, dude? I'm at the movie theater. Oh, okay. Well, what are you watching? Spiderwick Chronicles. I'm the only brother in here. I'm the only person in the movie theater. I just wanted to share that. He's like, oh, okay. He didn't really understand at the moment how big it was for me, because up until this point, I had been with someone for 12 years. I had been with someone for that amount of time where it was like we went everywhere together. We went to the movies together. We went dinner and all that sort of stuff together. So, yeah, I actually had dinner by myself and went to go see a movie. I dated myself. In this day and age where self-care is more prevalent and is more of a push for it, because we definitely need to be both mentally and emotionally secure within ourselves, that we love ourselves first, even if that means not physically being with someone. And we'll come right back after a word from our sponsor. Guys, hey, I know you've been watching the video. You're loving it, right? Thumbs up, huh? Likes, subscribe. You'll get back to it when I get you back to the video. Anyway, I wanted to quickly tell you about the company that I've partnered with called Credit Rent Boost. Pretty much allows you to basically have your rent that you pay monthly. Doesn't matter if it's an apartment, house, townhome, castle with a moat, if you have one, if you're rich like that, whatever. But guess what? You can actually have that reported to the credit bureaus as positive credit history that you're paying. So why not get credit for what you're already paying, right? Go to creditrentboost.com, and not only can you get credit moving forward for what you're paying for rent, little known secret here, for the past 2 years, you can get credit. So you can get credit for rent that you paid last year, the year before that, from 2020, right? So why not give them a chance? You can use my promotion code OVM24522, or better yet, I'll leave the link in the description box below. Might be the best thing you ever do. Now, get back to the video. Smash the like. That guy, I just love his voice. It's so smooth. It's like Billy D. Williams in a can saying Cold 45. But yes, ladies, you have to make better decisions. You have to make better decisions if you want accountability and things of that nature. I mean, I know, let's face it, most oftentimes it is said that women cannot hold themselves accountable. It is always a man that hurt them. It was always a man that did this. It was always a man that said that. It was always a man. It was always someone else. But you chose this man based off the criteria that you had. You chose to do whatever you chose to do with him. Ooh. So it's rather that you're upset of the choice that you made to select this guy when there were plenty of other guys that you friend-zoned. You friend-zoned possibly plenty of guys for this one guy who was the wolf in sheep's clothing. So oftentimes it is that one guy or that two, or maybe even two guys that are genuinely interested in you. They're genuinely nice to you. They open doors. They greet you. They don't look at your, they don't look at your breasts or your ass when you walk by. Doesn't mean that they don't notice you, but they don't ogle you to the point that it makes you feel uncomfortable. They don't make those cat calls and those whistles and things of that nature. For some women, they may like that. Most women I know don't like that. They would rather be approached in a much different way. Excuse me, I don't mean to take up any of your time. Hopefully I don't come off as too forward. I just wanted to say that I think you look very attractive, that you're a very beautiful woman, and I hope you have a pleasant day. And then he walks off. Now tell me, how many women would say, some women may clown, oh my gosh, that was so cheesy and blah, blah. But most women would say, well, that was very genuine. He came and approached me as a woman. He treated me as a human being and not like an object. So ladies, if you don't want to be treated as an object, you don't want to be treated as a toy or things of that nature, fought over by guys and things of that nature, think about it. Most men will, at least boys, Ladies, you got to stop dealing with boys. Most boys do not pay attention to a toy until another boy comes in the vicinity and starts playing with that toy. Right or wrong? Have you ever seen two little kids argue over a toy, and then you realize that one of them, he was not thinking about that toy until that other boy picked that toy up and started playing with it. Then he became defensive. Then he became, combative. Oh, it's mine, mine, mine. And as soon as he got the toy, he may play with it for a few minutes, and then he'll put that toy down and go find something else. He just wanted to establish that this was my toy. Ladies, do not become that toy that, you find yourself with some boy that, and I say boy because let's face it, we're all grown here. You have, guys out here who don't yet fundamentally understand their role. They think that they're a man simply because, they have a penis and, they like sex or what have you. They're of age to do certain things. That does not make you a man. It's a little bit more deeper than that. And let's face it, women mature faster than girls mature faster than boys. So as a man, who's past his 30s here, guess what? You begin to understand things later on in life that you didn't understand when you were younger. So ladies, if you're looking for a man instead of a boy, then yeah, you may have to kind of, wait, or if not wait, you may have to kind of not give yourself all to an individual simply because they fit some criteria. I know I'm not trying to tell you how to date, because remember, I'm not a relationship expert or anything such as that. But let's face it, if you don't have those conversations at the beginning of a relationship or beginning of a getting to know the other person, you're going to kind of give yourself to someone who is not on the same level or along the same lines as you. Now, let's get this out of the way. I'm not saying base his financial status, base his dateability on his financial status or what he has or what he can provide you or what he can give you. Because there are plenty of men out there who may not make six figures, but they'll love you like they make seven. I'm gonna say that again because it was kind of dope. That was off the top of the dome. I'm an MC for a reason, people. There are plenty of men out here who don't make six figures, but they will love you and treat you like they make seven, meaning they will give you the world. They will give you all of themselves. They will give you the attention that you need. They will give you the affection. They will try to understand you. They will look to love you beyond what you physically look like in jeans or leggings or yoga pants, even though I love yoga pants. I'm sorry, I had to do my Usher. These are my confessions. But a man is going to love you well past that. He's going to see something within you. To all my ladies that do, that write poems, that sing, that draw, that are artists, that are creators, you find someone that will appreciate those things of you. Not everyone appreciates those things, especially if you have family and friends who look at what you draw, create, or think about, write about, and be like, oh my gosh, how did you come up with this? Guess what? I'm sure Steven Spielberg, George Lucas, Martin Scorsese, Martin the dude, Scorsese. I'm sure at some point their friends were like, dude, how did you come up with this concept? This is so weird. But as they look back now, as they are, multi-millionaire, award-winning directors and producers and writers, like, Guy, if I would have known that at age 12 you would become the man that you are now, I wouldn't have said half of what I said to you. They would apologize. They're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I took that for granted of you. So ladies, you have to value yourselves a little bit more and make better decisions. Stop choosing boys who are disguised as men But then you want them to behave as men. You want them to treat you as a man, as men should treat a woman. But you have to understand something. It takes time to really peel back the layers of a man. Just because he has a beard and dresses kind of burly and he fights bears and eats tree moss does not mean that he is a man's man. There could be something underneath everything with him that, you know what? I want to find out more about you. I want to find out more about you as a man. I want to find out more about you as a human being. I want to find out more about you so that way I'll know whether or not you are a good fit for me. It doesn't matter what your signs are. And there are some of you who will base, oh, he's a Cancer. Oh, my gosh, he's a Taurus. He's a Scorpio like me. He's a freak girl. I don't give a damn about all that because that doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it is based on the individual, not their sign. So you have to make better decisions based on your interactions with this man, ladies, or else you're going to still keep going into the same cycle of, oh, there are no good men out here. All men are dogs. All men are this. All men are that. 3 weeks later, I need a good man. I want a man to this. I want a man to do that. I want a man to do this. You meet a guy. 2 weeks later, oh my gosh. How could I ever have fallen for that? And you keep going into the same cycle. You keep going into the same cycle, and you know what happens? You're going to come across a guy that is going to be, I'm not going to say perfect for you, but he's going to be exactly what you may have been needing and wanting. And he's going to come in at the wrong time of one of your cycles of men aren't this or men aren't that. And you're gonna look at him up and down, like you sizing him up, like you about to fight, like you about to fight in prison or something. You're gonna size him up and down, and you know what's gonna happen? You're gonna lose the potential of a good guy, and you're only gonna realize it later on. And then what happens? The next guy that comes along is that wolf in sheep's clothing. And you start thinking to yourself, well, oh my gosh, I don't want to miss out on this one because I missed out on the last one, and things I don't make the same mistake, and everything might be going good for the first couple of hours. Everything is going good for the first couple of hours, and then what happens? He breaks your heart. Oh, you're not what I wanted. You're not what I expected. You're not this. You're not that. And guess what? You're right back in the cycle. So ladies, value yourselves and get out of that cycle. You're worth more than that. Stop choosing these boys. You need to be choosing men, even no matter how long it takes, because you're worth it. That's today's episode, ladies. Drop down your comments. Hit me up on Twitter. Hit me up on Instagram. Let me know your thoughts on the podcast. Let me know. Cypher Da MC. You know who it is. Cypher Da MC, the Muhammad Ali of MCs. And as always, before you can love anyone else, you must first love yourself. And I am out this thing, the Bronx Dawn, Cypher.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is. I will not lose.
Into the cypher with your light.